But Marcellus, you first, as you have some explaining to do. Is it time to sell the Clippers stock, sir?
No. Woo! All right, first let me get my weekend off me because I'm not going to lie. A little frustrated this weekend. Just the football certainly helped my spirits, but it was a little tight around the Wiley house watching the Clippers give this one away. However, let's start off in the real world, Acho. And if you know anything about money and you're starting to learn it because you're hanging around me, here's the first thing you need to know. That when a stock is low, maybe that's the time to buy it. Not the time to say, let's get rid of this, sell all my Clipper stock while it's low. Because you got to understand what this Clippers team is. This is the only team that, only lost 3 straight games once this season. Guess what? The numbers say that they ain't going to lose another game. This is Kawhi Leonard, who is a champion. The only one we're talking about that is a champion in this conversation is Kawhi Leonard. And guess what Kawhi Leonard did last year in the second round? Had to go 7 games. So for once again, I have to remind Acho, because he thinks success is linear, that it's all perfect. Sometimes you got to go out there and get peppered up a little bit in a scuffle. Get scratched up, a couple of nicks here and there, just to let you know, okay, this is for real. Remember, we're playing a better team than your Lakers over there. We're not playing a mini ball team that in any other year in NBA history wouldn't even been in the playoffs. We're not talking about teams like that. We're not talking about what they did this round against the Houston Rockets, and the house was a little out of order in terms of what they were dealing with and distractions, or this small ball. We're talking about a team that was the 3rd seed that came out there and backs against the wall, brought a punch or 2. But my point is, if you sell this stock right now, man, you may be doing yourself a disservice and losing some of that money. Time!
There it is. See, Marcellus, what I love about you is how educated you are. Because you, only Marcellus, and all the talent on television, only Marcellus Wiley could make a blown 19-point lead sound like just getting peppered up a little bit. Only Marcellus Wiley could make a Game 5 blown 16, 17-point lead be described as just getting peppered up.
Don't bring it up.
Just taking a few scratches. Marcellus, I'm glad you're not selling your Clippers stock because you can buy mine because I'm selling it. Here's my problem with the Clippers, Marcellus, and you should know this because you have youngins. They play with their food too much. That's the problem. The Clippers, they be on the court. They be playing around with their food. No, I don't want the cabbage. I don't want the peas. I don't want the carrots. Daddy, Marcellus, I don't want... Eat your food, Clippers, and stop playing with these nuggets. The problem is the Clippers don't know how to just eat their food. They keep playing around. Marcellus, as recently as Friday, was like, man, it's just a mental thing for the Clippers. Physically, they got all the talent in the world. PG, Kawhi, Zubac. You got cats off the bench in Trez, Lou Will. But mentally, the Clippers, they check in and they check out. I can't bet on a team that consistently checks out. You, Marcellus, to end this with a little economics, to end this with a little business talk, you said, you don't ever sell something when it's low. You don't do that. But what you do, you sell something that's plummeting.
I knew you were going to go
there. That's what the Clippers are doing. They stock, sir, is plummeting. So go ahead. You can have mine.
Game 7.
Not to continue this financial analogy, but I will. Marcellus, I can't go with yours because I'm not buying the Clipper stock low. I bought it high. I bought it after they got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and they beat the Lakers not only on opening night, but on Christmas Day. So I can't sell the stock now as much as everything tells me that I probably should. And that's why I have a financial planner, and I never became one. Because there's people that make these decisions, and I don't know that I would say that it's an emotional decision, but for the reason that the Clippers have had troubling signs all year long, and I've said, but they'll come out of it. They'll come out of it. I simply can't jump off of that now. I still have to believe that they're going to come out of it. And ultimately, this is the beauty of 7-game series, is that the better team always wins. And so am I going to focus on the fact that they blew 2 leads in games 5 and 6? Or am I going to focus on the fact that those were 18 and 19 point leads and The Clippers did it to themselves, which to me says it's correctable. The Nuggets are not part of this equation. The only question I have is I've seen the Clippers drop a game like this. I've never seen them drop 2 in a row like this to put them on the brink of elimination. So does this get them back to business, or is this a confidence crusher? That's the answer that I don't know, but I'm going to let my stock ride because I invested so much and find out.
Here's my thing, Slit. Because as you start to analyze the Clippers roster, you say, okay, well, was PG the problem? I can't blame him. He had 30. Was Kawhi the problem? Now we can't blame him. He's a finals MVP. Can we blame the dudes off the bench? I mean, technically we can't because, they're coming off the bench. Was Pat Bev the problem? In theory, but he's Pat Bev. You're not really counting on him to win you the game. So you go through the roster and you say, I can't find the issue. The problem is you're looking at the wrong place. You got to go to the head coach. You got to go to the head coach. And I don't like speaking negatively about Doc Rivers because I respect him as a man,
champion,
as a father, as a champion, and as an individual. But Marcellus, can I also tell you, because, sir, you taught me more than anything, it's facts over feelings. Doc Rivers has blown an NBA record.
Somebody got that
9
record.
playoff series when he was leading 4 times with the Clippers. But even think about Doc Rivers' championship team, his 08 Celtics. Woo, KG, PG, KG, Allen, Rondo, Paul Pierce. You think about that squad. They played 26 out of a maximum 28 games to win it. He was up 2-0 against them Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta tied it up. He was up 2-0 against them Cavs. Them Cavs tied it up. So Doc Rivers actually, Sir Marcellus Wiley, has actually shown the ability to trick things off, if you will, when he has it up, when he has things going good. So although I look at the Clippers roster and I struggle with who to fault, sometimes you just got to go to the head coach, even if it is the great Doc Rivers.
You know what? I learned this in life, and it's really hit me in the heart and the head working on this show with Acho. It's a weird dynamic to be better than somebody but not always win, because I don't always win every argument against them, most of them, but you know what? It's just weird. Like, you go out there and you're not mailing it in. Like Slick Rick said, it's not the Clippers aren't getting themselves into perfect position, up 16, up 19. Is that they're also putting themselves in a compromised position, and I think it's the symptoms of the inconsistency. And it's not just inconsistency in behavior, but in just being out there together to form that chemistry. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard only played 38 games together this year. And I love load management like the next guy if it works. But I will be reminded, like I was reminded last year with load management in the second round when it went 7, when he was down 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks and then came back, that it's hard to form that chemistry on the fly. And you'll see some of those symptoms. The violins are struggling. But the point of it is, do not give up on this Clippers team. Only once this year did we lose 3 straight. And that was when we played Philly, Boston, and Sacramento 3 straight. We lost those. But that's not this situation here. If you're already invested in a stock, you're smart to keep the stock as we advance to play the Lakers.
Acho, I agree with you. It is on Doc, and it is on Kawhi Leonard. And I disagree with you. It is to a certain extent on the bench in terms of Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. Those 2 guys have not played to what we've seen their capability is with this team. But ultimately, that falls on Doc to say, Montrez, if you're not getting it done, Lou, if you're not getting it done, I need to go in another direction. I need to play either guys longer or I need to go to other guys on this team because we've talked about the depth and versatility of this Clippers team. And ultimately, when they get stagnant offensively, Kawhi Leonard, don't let that happen. You are the leader and the most experienced guy on this team. And it's not even offense, to be honest with you. It's defense. Kawhi, we saw it against Luka. You decided in a last-second situation you're going to take him. And then an easy switch comes and you allow the switch. We saw it again in the last game with Jokic. He took him, and there comes a switch. He accepts the switch. Kawhi, get dug in and lead this team defensively because it wasn't an issue offensively. It was a matter of they stopped playing and matching the Nuggets' energy defensively. And when it's energy and effort, that is within your control. That's why I can't sell the stock, because what has happened to the Clippers is something that is correctable. And I have to believe that with their aspirations, Doc, Kawhi, and the Clippers collectively are going to find a way to correct it.
Damn right.
All I got is
that was a good
this.
sermon there.
Marcellus,
Preaching,
sir.
brother. Preaching, brother. We got this.
I wish you were my coach, because you just have such a great way of making excuses.
Yeah, I'm pretty good
And
at
sir,
that.
all you do is make excuses, and I ain't got no time for it.
Fake it till you make it. That's the goal.